Welcome to Klizer's new podcast, where B2B e-commerce meets the ultimate brain fuel for growth. We're here to take your business conversations to the next level, diving deep into the latest in digital marketing, talking about development trends, and all the strategies that get results. So sit back, plug in, and let's get your business connected, Klizer style. Thank you for joining us at the podcast. I'm excited to be able to bring you somebody who is intelligent in his own field, in his own industry, in his own profession. It's my pleasure to announce our guest to this podcast. His name is Alexander. Over to you, Alexander. Please let the audience know who you are, what you do, where you're from, a little bit about yourself, and then we'll go ahead and kick this podcast off.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for having me. Yeah, my name is Alex, and I work as a product manager for Amasty company for more than 4 years. Amasty is a leading solution provider for Magento and Adobe Commerce extension. Also at Amasty, we create solutions for platforms like Shopify, BigCommerce, Wix, and Acquit.
Excellent. Thank you for that amazing introduction. My own experiences with Amasty goes back when I was a web application analyst at a different company. And I found the tools to be just outright done professionally. Everything from its documentation to the implementation. Developers were free to be able to access that information. The checkout process was incredible. And more importantly, it was the security patches that came along with that, the upgraded packages that came along with those. So I'm ecstatic to have you here. And without further ado, let's just deep dive, right?
Yeah.
So let me ask you, what are the best AI-driven recommendation engines for e-commerce platforms out there in the market today?
I get that there is no one-size-fits-all answer that works for everyone. There are a lot of requirements that different business have, and they would like to cover by using different ones. But first of all, I recommend to try each of them to understand what is the best fit for your special requirements. As I know, there are a few ones like Nosto, Algolea, Dynamic Yield, and also Adobe Sensei. This recommendation tool great for users who build their store on Adobe Commerce. Also, one of our products is automatic related products that works like AI engine. Of course, we use our special algorithms that define some products that looks like more personalized for people who visit web store. One of the most important things when you choose product recommendation tool is to understand how you will manage it. There are a lot of different configuration, and sometimes our clients don't understand how to manage, how to configure it. It's really important to combine a few important things. Display relevant products for customers and have a smoother and simple experience with managing this tool. This is what I think about it.
Excellent. Thank you. You hit a lot of good points. There is no one size fit all. And we have a testament to that. We've had clients that have the same type of setup, but use it completely different because of their business models. There's maybe an emphasis on one side of their digital architecture as compared to another. So that's very interesting to say. Now, with the whole issue of AI being the topic of the town, how can AI optimize site search and product discovery in e-commerce stores? What are you guys seeing over there at Amasty as far as that goes?
So there is a great questions because site search, it's one of the most important things in e-commerce. AI can optimize site search by making it feel intuitive and personalized. Instead of relying on keyword matches, AI understands the sense of customer request. So even if a customer types in something regular, cozy winter stuff, the AI can interpret that and display relevant sweaters, blankets, or candles, something like that. It also learns from user behavior. It understands what customers really need, because It collects data, users' behavior, and based on all this information, create relevant results. But it's still popular to use some kind of usual tool like advanced search or Elasticsearch that we have in our company because people, our customers, don't really want to adapt some other tools that use AI into their ecosystem because Magento experience for them is more relevant, is something that more convenient. I get that the AI search is something that near with us, but a little bit further because more native tool that create and based on Magento interface more relevant for our customers. That what I see when I talked with our customers, when they share their experience and so on. What we do at Amasty, we also would like to integrate this technology into our system, into our solution that provides search for store owners. And we also conducted some researches how to implement this AI technology into our solution. And it's possible, but of course, it required more effort to implement this technology. But of course, it's possible. And I get that in the future, it's something new that our customers will see in our solution.
Excellent. Thank you. It's so encouraging to know that you guys are staying on the forefront of technology and you guys are interweaving it into your business model. Again, as I mentioned, my previous use of Amasty products has been excellent. I can continue to rave on the things that we selected at that time frame for that project that helped us out a lot. So I want to go over to voice search for just a second. I still see a lot of opportunity with voice search. I still see a lot of opportunity with Google Voice, Amazon Voice, and I don't see a lot in that market. So let me ask you this. How can AI improve voice search and conversational commerce in e-commerce?
Yeah, it's one of the most relevant opportunity on the market for search. Like Google provides such opportunity for people who would like to search something on it. But you know what I noticed that there are no too many solutions that provide voice search for Magento customers. There are a few ones, but I see that our customers wouldn't like to use it. I don't know why, because I talk with them, I collect customer requests, and I don't see that it's something that they really want right now. Maybe because it's Magento. If you use some other platform like Shopify or Equid or BigCommerce, probably it's one of the most important features. But currently with Magento users, of course, it's something that probably they would like to see in the future, but not right now. Because I check what people discuss on different forums, in different channels in Slack, in social media. And right now, it's something that just put for future. So not for now. And of course, one of the most important features is search via some different images that you can upload on your search interface and try to find some similar product. Yeah, and I see that there are a few extensions for Magento to exist on the marketplace, but of course, there are not too many interest from our customers for that right now.
No, I agree with you because it depends on your model, right? If it's a B2C, then there's might be more to voice and conversational commerce. If it's a B2B, it's kind of hard to get that user experience. Not to say that it couldn't be done, but there's a lot more into it that needs to happen. I've always seen the opportunity there and always was encouraged to see what is AI doing as far as that goes and how is it improving it. So thank you for heading us and giving us your thoughts on that. Now, I'm going to ask you a question and I don't want you to be biased because I know that you might have some preference over one plugin as compared to another. So What are the best AI tools for hyper-personal marketing in e-commerce? What is one that you say, man, I think everybody needs to have this plugin and stuff like that when it comes down to e-commerce?
There are a lot of different ones on the market that works like SaaS platforms or native solution for Magento platform. I will be a customer. It's so hard to understand what is the best fit for my platform, for my store. And yeah, I compare different tools that we see like our competitors, and they are quite similar. They provide the same functionality, like generate content for different entity, for product, for categories, for CMS pages. But what we have in our solution, it's named AI Content Generator, ChatGPT. You don't require it to have an OpenAI account and pay money for using credits, because we provide our own key for customers that have subscription. So there are any limitation of using AI, just install extension and try to generate any content what you want. Also, we have integration with some our extension like brand, like shop by brand, landing pages, blog pro, because it's really important to provide customers with some quite flexible experience how to optimize their work. Because, for example, to create a blog post, you need to understand what content you need to write. You should spend some times for that. But right now, you can do it without few clicks. Just provide the topic, a few relevant words, and that's all. Of course, you cannot generate content not only for the main topic. Also, you can cover some SEO features like keyword, metadata, and so on.
That's a great point.
I don't know how some kind of other platforms like SaaS platforms that provide AI functionality works, but what I know that our customers completely satisfied with our solution, that what we really want to see.
Excellent. Yeah. It's good to know your clients. And that's what you guys have done for quite some time. You guys have centralized what, your clients have wanted, pinpointed what their needs are, and have this vast library of products that you guys can offer. With that being said, what are the challenges of integrating AI with headless commerce? Because headless came about right after, probably, like, if I could pinpoint it, like around, in my view, it started coming out like right after COVID and right after all that time frame where it just started to evolve. And again, every e-commerce platform is subject to evolve. Headless is like the thing that's going on right now. How are you guys interacting with headless right now?
It's a great question, actually, but I don't have too much technical experience to understand how it works, how our developers connect AI with different part of the system. But of course, it's hard work. Take a lot of time to understand in which part of your service you want to integrate the AI. It's search area, or it's product recommendation, or it's something that provides you with product description or SEO features that helps to support. Actually, yeah, it's really hard work, and it's really important to understand, of course, how you collect data that AI summarize in the one place and share with all specific area that will be using these data, and create some product recommendation, or I don't know, some special personalized banners and so on. Yeah, it's hard work, and I get that our developers are very qualified and know how to do this in better way. So I just manage this task and understand that it's not easy.
Very well said. Yes, I agree with you. Trying to find the source of truth in headless is part of the key answer, right? Data is transferred and things are happening at rapid speed, but knowing how the business model is going to end up collecting the data and where the source of truth is going to be is something that every business owner should look towards identifying before getting into the headless commerce scenario, and taking into consideration like the sales department and the marketing department, as well as those type of features that they might have as within the headless digital architecture. Let me ask you this, and this is just something that just I ask everybody, and just I'd like to know what their opinion is. What do you think the ethical concerns and challenges of using AI in e-commerce is?
Yeah, using AI, of course, it's a great opportunity, but at the same time, there is a ton of potential problems that right now we don't know how to. First of all, it's privacy. I guess it's one of the big one, because you need to understand how to store this data, and your customers don't understand how you collect this data and how you will be using it. So it's really important questions, and you should work hard with this and provide a good protection for data. So it's really important. And next, what I would like to mention, it's biased in AI algorithms. If the data used to train the system favor certain groups, like recommending only luxury products to higher income shoppers, it creates an unfair experience. So it's another important thing. Also, I would like to mention challenge in transparency, because sometimes we don't know how AI make decisions, how they recommend product A instead of product B, how it provide this content instead of another one. So we should showing to our customers some special description that they can understand why it happens. And another thing that I would like to mention also, it's manipulation. Sometimes we can see that AI could be very annoying and all the time try to offer you some products or some new opportunity that you will get, and you just visit different pages and all the time you see this message. You cannot close this pop-up and go further. And yeah, it's another big problem that you can face when you buy something. Yeah, AI is powerful, but with this power comes responsibility that you should take into account.
Very well said. I agree that every organization needs to have a good understanding of the do's and the don'ts. And the beautiful thing about it is that each organization gets to define that. Going back a little bit to what you said about the products and selecting, I know and remember that we would have A volume products, and then we had B, C, and D, and E products were the ones that never really got the attention. And we can fuel AI to have it be more biased towards products that are being sold continuously. But it's only in the maneuvering of the data to really try and A/B testing to figure out if E can become a B or a C or even a D, even moving just a little bit the measure so that those products can be more visible to the client can make a huge difference. If you think about it from a grocery standpoint, right? You have the groceries that have the candy bars at the checkout, and then just moving one up higher at eye level allows for the individual to see it much sooner than the ones below, kind of deal. Now, that's in the retail world, but it still works in the same premise with data. Infusing data and putting it into a place where you would want it to be more visible to the analytic part of AI can probably give you some good results if you really deep dive into it. Yeah. And yes, definitely security. Everybody's, what is this information going? Who's responsible for it? And what happens in the event of any legalities kind of deal. So thank you for sharing that. Let me ask you this. You've been in the digital world for quite some time, whether it be through the company that you're at or just in general. I can go back as far as when, and I'm going to be showing my age, when we had pagers, and then we made from pagers, we went to cell phones and stuff and the flip phones. And then now we go into iPhone that revolutionized the way the phones are done. How has AI changed the way e-commerce platforms are designed and managed? What are you seeing on your part?
Yeah, the world right now completely different from 5, 10 years ago. And also AI helps us to do whatever we want. For example, we can get a nice advice if we don't have too much information to take a decision. But according to e-commerce, of course, it's an opportunity to save our time, first of all. Content on the web store right now, very personalized. So let's imagine if a few years ago, if you visit a page of the store, a main page, what the block of the product, a product recommendation block, and it's still the same for each customers that visit this store. But what we see right now, different kind of products based on your previous experience, based on what products you have bought recently, and so on. Also in marketing automation. For example, last time there is only one email for each shoppers, but right now you can personalize it for each customer's group. And we see the results of this action actually. It's not something that works and we don't see a profit. Of course it has, but you need to understand in which part of the story you should implement these AI features to get this value. So actually, AI helps us to control our mistakes. For example, if we just write product description and we miss something, or we just forget to connect the relevant attribute to our product, of course it helps. And it shows some notice that, so look, can you look to here, please, and check the information? Of course, it's our support in store management, in solution creation, and of course, it's great helper to create a relevant user experience.
One thing that stuck out to me when you said about the AI, it helps us help us with errors and stuff. I'm reminded that's one thing that AI can do, but one thing that it cannot do is in those errors bring out the beauty. Because I'm reminded of like musicians that have done mistakes and stuff, and it's in recordings, and it was the one thing that made the song just pop. When I think about if AI were to be in that situation, right? Would it not allow for those mistakes to be viewed beautifully? I think that sometimes I'll give you an example. When it comes down to marketing, right? How many times have we had situations where an email marketing goes out and it's a mistake, and then you get another email and says, oops, my bad, kind of deal. But it's all in the eye of the beholder. The user could be like, oh, they don't have their stuff, or they can be like, oh, it was a way of, again, taking another look at something, because again, we're bombarded with a bunch of information. So a simple mistake can turn into something good, which again, AI will always just be very basic in that aspect of just providing that information. So we still definitely need the human element for sure. So we are in almost ending the first or the beginning of the second quarter of 2025. What are the must-have integrations that you are seeing on the e-commerce platform thus far? What are those integrations that people are like, man, we have to have them and stuff, and you're seeing on your part?
It's really good questions too, because it depends on what your business size, what your personal needs, and overall your capabilities. However, I'd recommend starting with the most fundamental tools that could be relevant for each businesses. And the top of the list is payment gateway. It's one of the most important, like Stripe or PayPal or Braintree. Then if I've got marketing and analytics tools like Google Analytics for Pixel solution for social networks, email automation platforms like Klizer or MailChimp. And next, AI search and AI personalization tools like Algolia, Nostr. Also, I mentioned ERP integrations like HubSpot, Salesforce, Microsoft Dynamics, and SAP. it's important to have customer support tools like Zendesk or Freshdesk. And of course, one of the most important things is fraud prevention solution like Google Missile Recapture or Cloudflare. And I mentioned shipping and fulfillment partners like ShipStation or DHL. For Magenta customers right now, one of the most important integration or it's a compatibility for a theme because it's one of the most modern and speed optimized theme for Magenta Store. At Amasty, we provide compatibility for probably the biggest part of our extension. We provide this integration. And also we have a separate solution for compatibility with Stripe, with social networks, with Google Analytics, Amazon Payments, Elasticsearch, SpeedSize, and etc. Yeah, basically integration helps you sell smarter, support customers better, or save time. But you should think it would be relevant for your business or no, because each integrations required some kind of money that need to pay for this solution.
Excellent. I like the way that and it goes into our next question. You break everything down when it comes down to every section of e-commerce. And it's so pivotal for a digital architect such as yourself to be able to break down every aspect of the platform. I think a business can do itself injustice if they don't look at every single area, the marketing side, the warehouse side, the sales side, the invoices side. All of these are features that, either have to be amplified or have to be discussed on the nativeness of the platform and saying, okay, we'll go ahead and go with this kind of deal. And then they'll just have to work out that plan as they work out their business model through this tool. So it's very interesting. You're a product manager, an e-commerce architect. What does that look like on a daily routine? What would that look like? Explain to us a day in the life of Alexander.
I usually start with a cup of coffee, latte or cappuccino. It helps me wake up and get energized. And the next, my day usually it's a mix of planning, communication, and problem solving. I work closely with developers, designers, market specialists, and support team to make sure that we are building the right features and improving the right customer experience. A big part of my role is understanding customer needs and turning them into the clear requirements for the team. I also look at product data and feedback to make decision about what to work on next. There are always meetings, updates, and a bit of juggling priorities, but that's part of the fun. Every day is different, but the goal stays the same. Deliver value to our users and keep improving the product.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. I love that you said we start off with coffee because I guarantee you, if we don't have that cup of coffee, oh my gosh, it's going to make our day not good and stuff like that. Either that or a good cup of tea always helps out. You chose a career as an e-commerce architect. So what advice would you give to the young generation if they want a career in e-commerce architect? So what would you have wanted somebody to tell you going into this field that would have helped you to be that much better?
Yeah, it's a great question, actually. So, if someone thinking about becoming an e-commerce product manager, it's a super dynamic field with a great mix of creativity, tech, and business strategy. But here the thing that don't rush to product manager right away. Get your hands on any role that touches the product, whether it's in marketing, customer support, or operations. The more you understand how every piece of the business fits together, the better you'll be at managing the product. One more thing that I would like to mention is communication is something that's really important in product manager's role because you need to build a bridge between development, marketing, design, and stakeholders. And also, it's really important to stay adaptable. E-commerce is always changing, and what works today might not work tomorrow. So keep learning, stay curious, and embrace the changes.
I love that, man. Because the one thing that comes to mind also is emotional intelligence. Really understanding, because you'll get, and you can probably testify to this, you'll get clients that come in that are genuinely intrigued, but then you'll get some of the clients that are just, they're coming to you because they're frustrated. They need a solution. They need something like a lifeline in order to get them past whatever pain experience they're suffering through. So, yes, being very well educated in the various departments definitely helps out. I know that helped me out. I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't extend my hands into various things and was curious about different type of things such as like ERP, the warehouse management system, the CRMs, and how that worked and what they were. In my previous role, I always treated my colleagues, the people that I worked with, as my customers. And I knew that if they were happy with the technology that we provided to them so that they could be successful in their role, that in return, they would take care of our customers. So in a sense, I had two customers. I had the paying customer that paid for everything, but then I also had the staff that I worked with, and we had a great time. I remember one year coming in and it was about like 9 million. And then by the time we left, it like grew to 35 million. And it was a team effort. It was definitely a team effort everywhere from senior leadership, C-suite, all the way down to the people that were packing and stuff like that. So I had a great time. If you were, let me ask you this. And I like to get the perspective of individuals. If you weren't in e-commerce, what do you think you would be doing today?
Yeah, that's a fun questions. Honestly, if I went in e-commerce product management, I think I probably be in something that still involves a lot of problem solving and creativity. Maybe UX UI designer or marketing specialist. Both roles have that mix of understanding human behavior, working with tech, and constantly iterating to improve experience. So both careers are about ways to make something work better for the users. That's what I love doing, actually. Figuring out how to solve a problem in way that feels intuitive and seamless. Of course, I could also see myself in something like a strategic or consultant role, helping businesses figure out the best way to innovate or grow. It's all about the challenge of bringing ideas to life in ways that make an impact. But I'm happy with where now. Product management is a great spot for me because it combines a lot of things that I'm passionate about.
We definitely feel that passion. When just asked about the question, you just kind of light up and everything. And again, we're in careers because we choose to be in these careers and it makes us happy. To answer the question myself, I would probably be in cooking. I would probably work as a chef and stuff. So it's again the same principles, just a different environment, right? It would be more like trying to find a solution, the customer service, the marketing and all that, but it would just be a different type of industry. I love tech. Ever since I was little, I've always been behind a computer, always been interested. I'd still love to become a full-fledged developer and to get into that, but it takes a certain mindset to be able to do that. And I have to respect that. And that's where I respect a lot of my colleagues, because you're either left side brain or right side brain. And the best person is the individual that works in their strengths in a team effort, in a team group, an environment where they can go ahead and provide the best value. So, yeah, so that's awesome. That's good to know. I just got maybe one more question, if not two. If you could build your dream e-commerce store, like right now for fun, if we gave you a budget and you could do that, what would you sell?
So let me think a little bit because it's really hard questions to answer immediately. I guess I would like to create a marketplace for the coolest, most unexpected hobby. Just think about so many people want to try new things, but don't know how and where to start. My store would offer curated kits for all sorts of unique hobbies. Imagine a place where you can find everything from learning calligraphy to make your own chocolate or even cheese. Or maybe you would like to make your mullet wine for cozy evening. So, special feature of this store is that we will sell not a product, it's some kind of customer experience that sounds more interesting. So I guess it would be something unusual for the modern market.
I like that. I really do. I like that educational platform type of thing with uniqueness because I'm guilty of, for example, I know that I can be tunnel vision and want to know about tech, but there's also things that I want to know, like mechanics or like making a buddy of mine has an iron shop where he makes blades, he makes knives, and that would be cool. Working with glass. And again, I know that in one way or another, tech is involved, but sometimes just getting away from the tech and being able to do things with your hands and stuff like that and getting your hands dirty. I love the idea of chocolate, man. I love chocolate myself. So being able to create your own chocolate and stuff. And that's how recipes start, right? If you think about it, that's how recipes start. And people like, this is my great grandfather's recipe of chocolate and things of that nature.
Yeah, yeah.
Alexander, I've had a blast talking to you. Thank you so much for sharing your time. The last few moments, I want you to talk to the audience, tell them where they can find you, how they can get a hold of you, and we'll just leave off with that.
Oh, thank you very much for the conversation. It would be very interesting for people who would like to see and to get to know a little bit more of my experience. Of course, you can find me on the LinkedIn, like Alexander Hayvoronsky. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Thank you. And for those that are viewing this for the first time, you can go to Amasty.com. That's Amasty.com and look at their services and products that they have. I guarantee you it would be a great experience. So from all of us here at Klizer, until next time, stay connected.